Welcome to part 2 of Avoid the Domino Effect series. In part 1, we saw how one event can trigger the domino effect in your organization and take you to a situation of failure or near failure in your business. Now, we go into the first key mindset shift, which is from catastrophe to containment. Let's be honest, entrepreneurship has all the ways to amplify your emotions. Every win feels big. Every loss is taken personally. When something goes wrong, an order gets cancelled, an important client churns, or a key person resigns, it is very easy for brain to just think about worst case scenarios. We are finished. The market is gone. I can't trust everyone. Or everything is falling apart. Psychologists call it catastrophic. Taking one event so personally and extending it to an extent that it feels like a disaster. In the entrepreneurial context, this mindset is highly dangerous because it takes you to a situation where you get into the negative trap. Because it often leads to impulsive, fear-based decisions which make the situation even worse. So, what does containment look like? Step 1 is to slow everything down. You slow the story back in your head. Instead of saying, oh, everything is gone, you think about it very rationally. You ask, what exactly has happened? Which part of business is impacted? And most importantly, which part of business hasn't been impacted? Just that small exercise separates reality from imagination. You realize that yes, one client has gone, but not everyone. Yes, one machine has been shut down, but not the entire factory. Yes, one person has resigned, but not the entire team. Second, you quantify the impact. What is the value of business that is lost? How much cash flow gap has it created in next 30, 60 and 90 days? And what commitments are now under pressure? Is it salary, vendors, etc.? Quantification always helps as removing the emotional fog. Thirdly, you deliberately decide how to contain the issue. For example, if one client has delayed the payment, you immediately start to evaluate the impact and start speaking to vendor on renegotiating the timelines rather than letting the checks bounce. If one project has gone over budget, you do not still invest more resources in it. You invest your resources in the healthier projects so that they get delivered on time and you still manage to make money. If one of the team members exit will create a gap, you immediately sit down and divide the responsibility of that person between 2 or 3 people rather than creating that vacuum. The containment mindset says, yes, the issue is serious, but it is specific. I will stop the damage from spreading before I start to fix everything. Research on crisis management and resiliency have always given this one fact, that entrepreneurs who sit on quantifying the damage and then working on solving it have got a better success rate than people who start to work emotionally. It does not mean that you ignore your emotions. It means that you contain them rather than letting them drive the entire car. The first domino may have been knocked out by the market, by a client, by a staff member, or any other thing. The key is whether the second, third, fourth, fifth domino is let down by your emotional reaction or by something which is more strategic. And my dear friends, this is a function of your ability to contain. In part 3, we'll talk about the second critical mindset shift, that is moving from emotional reaction to process response. How to build systems that prevent same domino from happening again and again. Join me there. Mindset shift 2, from emotional reaction to process response.
Great entrepreneurs are not the ones who never face problems. They are the ones who stop problems from spreading. Join me in part 3, from emotional reaction to process response.